Good morning, everybody. I'm on my way to my aunt's funeral, and I've been having a slight headache the past 2 weeks, and I've been hearing her voice call my name. And I'm thinking to myself, how can I be having a headache when I take such excellent care of myself? And the reality of the situation is that she wants me to deliver a message. My mother, in previous videos, she passed away a Hebrew Israelite. The term awoke is a black term. And what it means is to be awakened to the fact that we're Hebrew Israelites in accordance with Deuteronomy 28 and reinforced with Revelations 2 verse 9 and Revelations 3 verse 9. But see, the word awoke has been hijacked and whitewashed to mean all kinds of crazy things. And this is what those folks do to us to keep us off track. Now, the reality of the situation is are black Christians enablers of white supremacists and fake Jews, Israelis. See, they created Judaism so that they could convert. And once they converted, all of a sudden, they became the Jews and we became the outcasts as being demonstrated in Israel as they pushed black people out of Israel, true Jews. Secondly, you go to Revelations 2:9 and 3:9, and it tells you who these people are. Now, getting to the point, I asked a black person, are you a Hebrew Israelite? A black Christian, I asked them, are you a Hebrew Israelite? They say yes. But the next question is, if you are a Hebrew Israelite, why are you calling yourself a black Christian? Who deleted and tortured Joshua? The Romans. Who used the teachings of Joshua to enslave, exploit, and colonize people all over the world? The Romans did. And what did they call themselves? They called themselves Christians. Then they took the cross that Joshua was murdered on and made it into a symbol of Christianity. They made his death instrument a symbol of Christianity. Stop me when I'm lying. The reality of the situation. Now, let me ask you a question. Why do people lie? Why do they lie? We all know why they lie. They lie to hide the truth, so that they can manipulate you. Once you know the truth, should you allow yourself to be manipulated? No. We know what Christianity is about. We know what it has done and what it is doing now. So why are Hebrew Israelites allowing themselves to continue this mental manipulation? It is because of conditioning and brainwashing. You see, we have been conditioned and brainwashed to please Caucasians. We have been conditioned and brainwashed to please Caucasians. This is why if you see a black person saving a white person in any situation, they put that on TV. They show that. They want you to see that. Therefore, subjugating and conditioning your mind to want to save them while they do what to us? Question's rhetorical. You know the answer. And they do it to us through what? They do it to us through Christianity. Now, the problem I have is that at my mother's funeral, I wanted to tell people about the conversion. I pushed the idea to my brother, and he was like, no, don't do that. You're going to wreck what you heard 40 years of this BS stuff. And my cousin, she was basically echoing the same crap. But the reality of the situation is that I didn't change my mother's mind. I asked her what did Deuteronomy 28 say, and who are God's chosen people. And that's all I had to ask her. And so when the nurse came in the room and asked her, was she a Christian? She said, no. You see, we can't use the term awoke no more because it's been hijacked. But see, now is the time of the gathering. Now is the time of the gathering of God's chosen people. And it is through our realization and the truth that we are God's chosen people that we break the bonds of mental conditioning and brainwashing. We have to let them know that we are God's chosen people. And when we let them know that we are God's chosen people and enforce it, we destroy white supremacy. When we all tell them that Yahshua was black, we destroy their narrative. We destroy white Jesus, who they are trying to make and say was Jesus God. And Jesus called himself the Son of Man. Yahshua did. But see, Yahshua and Jesus aren't the same people. I talked to my niece. She's trying to start some kind of online Bible thing. And so I told her that his name is Yahshua and Jesus and this, that, and the other. And she debated, yeah, we're Hebrew Israelites. And like, it doesn't matter whether we call Yahshua Jesus or not. And she told me, she said, well, Jesus is the English name for Yahshua. No, it is not. No, it is not. It doesn't even make sense. You see, a name change reflects, an object in a different language. Because say, for instance, a person's name is called Running Bear. See, what would running bear, how would the words change for running bear in French? What would running bear be in German, in Russian, in Latin? See, that's a name change. So whatever the word is for running and for bear, then you could change the name into the word for running and the word for bear. And then you have a name change in a different language. But Jesus and Yahshua, that's not a name change. That's a total change. And especially when you change his ethnicity. That's a total change. And now they want us to call him, trying to change him into God, which is the same thing as changing a white man into God, a Caucasian Neanderthal into God. It'll make no sense. Understand this. Truth always matters. If it didn't matter, there would be no reason to tell a lie. If it didn't matter, there's no reason to take a lie. And when you tell this lie and you go to this black Christian church, you are enabling them to control the way you think. You are enabling them to go away you are enabling them to call themselves white supremacists because they use this false narrative to belittle us. You see, to be a Hebrew Israelite is to be superior. To be a Hebrew Israelite is to be superior. It is to reclaim our heritage. But the reason why these Caucasians want to claim our heritage is so that they can do what? they can be considered superior. And as long as you call yourself a black Christian, you are making yourself inferior, because Christianity went along with slavery. Christianity supported slavery and tortured and murdered Yahshua. Lies matter. Truth matter. Lies, if you let a lie become your truth, then you've become a hypocrite. And you've enabled the liar to get away. If you call yourself a black Christian, you're allowing Caucasians to get away with belittling you and putting you in a substandard position. You see, once they recognize, and they already know it, but once they have to realize and actualize the truth that Yahshua is a black man, then they will have to look at all black people differently. They will have to look at black people differently. But if you call yourself a Christian, then you stay in place. You stay in your place as long as you call yourself a Christian. Now, Deuteronomy 28 tells us the truth, who we are. And Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 tells us who these Israelis are. So you can live a lie and let that be your truth if you want to, but the only thing you're doing is enabling them to put you down. They can't put you down if you are a Hebrew Israelite, God's chosen people. Because to put you down then would be to throw away the Bible and admit that you are a follower of Satan. It's just as simple as that. And when I go to my aunt's funeral, I'm going to let them know that my mother died a Hebrew Israelite. And in that, the funny thing was, in one of the pictures that they have online, my aunt, who's supposed to be a black Christian, she was holding a Koran, smiling and holding a Koran, because she knew that it was something wrong with Christianity. But like a lot of black people, they go to Islam because they know that there is something wrong with being a Christian. But see, Islam, the religion of the Arabs were slavers. You see, we have to be what we are, Hebrew Israelites. And I'm going to tell you this, Hebrew Israelite by blood. We have to be and actualize the fact that we are Hebrew Israelites by blood and let them know the lie is over. The lie is over. I am no more. I am superior to you because I am God's chosen people. Because I am God's chosen people. And if I'm God's chosen people, how can I be inferior to you? See, you change your whole mindset. When you recognize the truth, you change your whole mindset, and that is where you are free. But as long as you play this Christian game, whether you say Yahshua was black, or whether you call yourself God's chosen people or not, you think yourself God's chosen people. You know you're God's chosen people. But as long as you follow this hypocrisy, you will be subjugated. I'm going to tell you something. There's a saying. When people say, I know him by the back of his hand, and you know what that means? It means that whatever the front of your hand is doing, the back of your hand is going to tell on you. The back of your hand is going to tell on you, because it's what you do is who you are. You see, it's what you do is who you are. And your eyes, no matter what you're doing, your eyes are looking at the back of your hand. And it is mentally telling you who you are. And if you call yourself a black Christian, you are subjugating yourself, whether you think yourself whether you know you're a Hebrew Israelite or not, because you are what you do. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.